Chad, I got the feeling that you might know who had information about me being Sam Bennett's son. Now, do you? Do you know who knew and kept it from me?
Something tells me Teresa's mom thinks Julian Crane's telling the truth.
Yeah, well, she knows that he is.
What?
And Theresa knows it too. Sam Bennett is Ethan's real father. I mean, Theresa only just told me a few minutes ago.
You gonna tell me that Teresa's known that Ethan's not a Crane before tonight? Didn't say anything about it?
Are you gonna tell Ethan or not?
I ain't got a choice. Ethan's my boy, all right? I can't add to his feeling betrayed by betraying him, too.
Oh, but it's okay to betray Theresa, my very best friend.
We ain't talking about Teresa, okay? We talking about Ethan. And if he asks me point blank if I know who else knew about him not being a Crane, I'm gonna have to tell him that Teresa did.
Do you know, Chad? Do you know who knew I was Sam Bennett's son and kept it from me? Do you know who knew my mother's secret? That it wasn't a Crane? And do you have any idea who made a copy of the letter that my mother wrote to Sam Bennett but never sent to him, telling him the truth? That I was his son?
I should thank Mrs. Crane for giving me this computer. Now I can scan the papers into the computer and I will have the proof. Why would Mrs. Crane keep it a secret that Ethan is Sam Bennett's son? If Chad tells Ethan that I knew about Sam Bennett being his real father, that I had a copy of the letter, Ethan will hate me.
But you're not the one who sent the letter to the tabloid.
I know, Whitney, I would never do that, but Ethan might think I did, and he will never forgive me for not telling him that he wasn't a Crane.
Maybe not.
You heard him, Whitney. He said he would hate anyone that knew that Sam Bennett was his real father and didn't tell him. Now, if Chad tells Ethan the truth, I will lose him, Whitney. I will lose Ethan forever.
Chad, I'm still waiting for an answer. Who sent the letter to the news rag? Look, if you knew, you'd tell me, wouldn't you? I mean, you're my friend. You'd tell me the truth, right? You'd tell me the truth, wouldn't you, Chad? I mean, if you knew who sent it to the tabloid, you'd tell me.
Of course I would, man. Come on. Yo, look. If I knew who sent your mom's letter to the tabloid, I would tell you. You got a right to know. I mean, look. If I knew who sent the tabloid that letter, I would tell you, okay? You my friend, you my boy. And I owe it to you to be straight up with you. And the truth is, I don't have a clue who sent the letter to the tabloid.
Well, whoever it is, I'm gonna find out who did it. And actually, I could use everybody's help.
You mean us too?
Well, Harmony's a small town. People gossip. And I'm sure that the word that I'm not a Crane is everywhere. And I mean, whoever found out that I'm Sam Bennett's son must have told someone. And they must have told someone else. Like, Whitney, you work at the country club. Chad, you work at the book cafe. You're bound to hear something. And when you do, you can let me know, and then I'll take it from there. Because I have to know who found that letter and didn't have the decency to come to me with it. Who was low enough to go to the tabloid.
You know, maybe the person who had the letter never intended on doing anything with it. And then someone took the letter from them, and they're the ones that took it to the tabloid.
Well, that's possible.
So, if that happened, I mean, that would mean that the person who originally had the letter wouldn't be to blame.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what happened.
Right, Ethan? I mean, if someone stole your mom's letter from the person who had it, then that person isn't to blame.
It doesn't matter. The fact that the person had the letter in the first place and never came to me is unforgivable. I mean, and besides that, my mother destroyed the letter. So the person who had it made a copy for themselves. Now, why would they do that?
I don't know. Maybe they really wanted to tell you the truth, but they were afraid because they didn't have proof.
Look, even if they didn't take the letter to the newspaper themselves, they, in effect, made it available to whoever did. I mean, they played a role in how things turned out. And I'm not going to let them get away with that. Well, I guess that's everything. Everything that still belongs to me.
You aren't taking very much.
Most of these things aren't mine anymore. You know, they belong to Ethan Crane. No. Most of these things aren't mine anymore. You know, they belong to Ethan Crane. No longer Crane.
You know where you're staying?
I don't know yet.
Like I said, you can stay with my family. You know, you're welcome in our home for as long as you want. And I know Mama would love making your favorite dishes.
I appreciate it, Theresa, but I still don't know how Julian and Alistair are reacting to everything that's happened. And I don't want to put Pilar in trouble and risk her job with the Cranes.
Hey, look, man. I rent the Russell's garage apartment, and you're more than welcome to crash with me until we find a place to stay.
Yeah, that's really a great idea. My parents would not mind at all.
Look, thank you both, but I know Alistair can be ruthless. I don't want to risk your mother's job at the hospital or your father's job at Harmony High. I have to find a place on my own. The more I think about it, I think it might be better off if I leave Harmony. I really think I should stay in town.
No, Ethan.
Look, Whitney, why don't you and I head on out and let Ethan and Theresa talk? Listen, man, whatever you decide, you know you can always count on me, right?
Yeah, me too, Ethan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I really hope you don't have to leave Harmony.
I just don't know what else to do.
Ethan, you can't leave Harmony. This is your home.
I don't have a home anymore. I don't know who I am or where I belong, but one thing's for certain, I don't belong here. Everything in Harmony reminds me of when I was a Crane. And the Cranes own this town and run everything in it. Only I'm not a Crane anymore. I never was. And I don't know what else to do but leave.
But if you go, I'm afraid it'll be the end of us. I'm afraid I will lose you forever.